Hello, I'm Jo Macpherson. I'd like to just tell you a little bit about the Love Shrub End pioneering initiative. It's been founded on prayer. Miraculously, the group of us that pray for the estate of Shrub End, who live either on the estate or very nearby, come from 7 different churches, and we've been praying weekly right since last Lent for the community. And last year we were really led and inspired to take a red gazebo around the green spaces on Shrub End to bring a cafe and community. We had a really wonderful time. We took the cafe to 4 different places and had some amazing conversations with the people there. Because we're now in lockdown, we've just recently started meeting on Zoom once a week to study the Book of Acts.
Meeting real Christians who lived what they believed and believed what they lived really impacted me.
What I also thought was really interesting is in verse 23, they talk about things being God's plan.
John 6:35, 36. I am the bread of life, and he who comes to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst.
I'm going to be interviewing some people as part of this that have come on board with our Shrub End Church.
Hi, my name's Peter. I'm a friend of Jo and Tony, and I'm a member of the Alpha Group.
The question that I wanted to ask you was, how did you come to be part of the Alpha course on Shrub End?
Starts about maybe 2-3 years ago through meeting Tony on my doorstep. And over time, we talked on numerous occasions. And with the help of my mother, who's been nagging me to come to faith for the last 50 years, I jumped and here I am.
Your journey is amazing because you led. We're now studying Acts, aren't we? And you led last week and you did it brilliantly.
I love it.
Hello, I'm Rose. Mum to 2 young boys, aged 1.5 and 3.5. My husband and I live in Colchester, and I'm a stay-at-home mum. I used to work in London, but gave up my job to stay at home with the boys.
How did you become part of our Love Shrub End team?
Well, I was really fortunate that it was timing, really. I'd always believed in God. I was kind of really looking for something, and at the right time, Jo and Tony came knocking on my door. Knocked on the door and told me about Shrub End Church, Bloom Avenue Church, and it was the best thing I ever did because now I finally had a chance to really engage with my faith.
You also did an amazing thing. You opened up your home, didn't you? Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
I'd always wanted to do Alpha. I'd never had a chance because of work and times never suited. And my husband was also open to doing Alpha. So because of the young boys, we couldn't really both leave the house because of no childcare. And somebody suggested we could have it in our home. So we jumped at the chance, really. So we've been hosting Alpha in our home until the lockdown, and we loved it. And my husband was actually starting to believe.
This is Tony, who's part of our Love Shrub End team.
Yeah, thank you, Jo. By now you've got some idea what's happening in Shrub End. And I was praying some time ago and just thanking God for this unique move of his Spirit. And the Spirit said to me quite clearly that it wasn't unique, it was foundational. And I thought, what on earth did he mean by that? And I thought, well, when was the church founded? It was founded in Acts. And when you look at Acts, you find the bulk of the ministry and the outreach was actually done in small homes, small units. And I feel that's what God wants to do. He's actually saying, I want my church back. I want it to be unified, of one mind and one spirit, across the denominations, working locally to bless the community.